estuaries are these mixtures of salty and fresh waters that nurture new life, that cast votes for new beginnings. Estuaries are these stabilizing shorelines that are arguably the most productive ecosystems on the planet, with more life per square inch than the richest farmland and the deepest forest. My name's Matthew Ray Lida with Recover the Wild, and this is an introduction to what the men's estuary is all about. Estuaries are these cornucopias of biodiversity. And then science, there's this idea of biomimicry, where our Velcro has mimicked nature's burrs, those prickly burrs. And our planes have mimicked nature's birds. And our wetsuits have mimicked creatures' coverings and skins. And so it is with men's estuary, this practice of biomimicry, of looking at creation's template, of looking at how outer nature does things, and the wisdom embedded in the ancient way of things in creation, and then looking at that as a template on how now shall we live, how now shall we innovate and create in light of what we're seeing and learning in outer nature. And so it was around 2022, maybe. I was in the Gulf of Mexico, and I was really allured by these estuaries. We took a tour into one of the estuaries. I think it might have been Caluga Springs, perhaps. What I do remember is these manatees in the water, and so many crocodiles, so much life, the birds, the insects, of course, and that geographic feature, but particularly that place, just grabbed hold of me. And then as I began to create more and more settings and gatherings for men, estuaries became like a guiding template. And so, yeah, these features on the planet are biodiverse, and they provide safe harbor. And so in men's estuaries, it is a place to find safe harbor, a safe enough setting where you can speak which needs to be spoken, so you can hear, so you can grow, so you can let go of what needs to be letting go of. Letting go of. Yeah, estuaries filter out the useless. There are these filtering presences. And so in men's estuaries, we're learning to filter out the excess, or we're learning how to filter out the stagnant. We're learning how to filter out what isn't working, what is not aligned with a life of love. Filtering it out, and we're letting it go. Estuaries are these places of incredible nourishment, and as we circle together, as we gather as men, we do feed on our life. We do feed on the gathered wisdom of a group. We do take into our bodies, our hearts, our brains, ourselves, the nourishment of what it is to be known, to be vulnerable and accepted at the same time, to open up our hearts, to be imperfect and be accepted. That's a deep nourishment. These estuaries know about abundant life. They know about um, uh, life in per square inch. And that's what we're aiming for and hoping for and praying for in our men's estuary gatherings, that these places will be birthing grounds for life, for dreams, for ideas, for possibilities, for new ways of being, of like generativity and life-giving projects and life-giving practices and habits and life-giving relationships and life-giving ways of thinking and processing and moving in this world, life-giving that is good for, of course, for the men gathered in our circle, but life-giving for anyone that our lives touch, partners, children, co-workers, and anyone, including more than human ones. So lands and waters and animals, life-giving for them. And estuaries, they truly are a blessing to the coastline. And so in our men's gatherings, we are honing our innate capacity to be a blessing to whatever 3-yard radius we find ourselves in. So, welcome to a place of nourishment, waters of life, safe harbor, intersection, diversity, and branching out into the beyond. And it's not just in the watery estuaries that we see this pattern of branching out into the beyond. We see this pattern everywhere. There's this pattern of branching out and stretching out into the beyond in our own bodies. We look up into the trees, we see the same pattern in the branches. And below the ground, the same pattern in the roots, this branching out, this expansive growing out, this reaching. And our gathering is this collective branching into the beyond, into the great mysteries, into the beyond of our isolated selves, to beyond, to the more than that, into the beyond of life is all about the little I, the little me, to beyond that, beyond. We could speak of God. We could speak of branching into the beyond there. We could speak of community, of branching into the beyond of a community greater than ourselves. We could speak of purpose or mission, of branching into the beyond what is bigger than just me, the simple me right here, branching into beyond that. So we see this pattern in nature, and we see this pattern in our own life journeys. And I can't remember how I came across this graphic. And I don't even remember who Tim is. But Tim, if you're out there, I give you credit. Whoever you are who made this. Yes, yes, yes. The estuary of our life to this point. It's all cut. There it is on the left. And the estuary right here in the present, where the flow of the waters of our life could take all these different possible cuts and corners and turns. It's like this beginner's mind. Yeah, I think it was I'm blanking on the name of the Zen master that said, yeah, in the in the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind, there are few. And so here's the estuary of a beginner's mind of many possibilities. What could happen? What could happen? What beautiful things could we see happen? I think that's plenty for now. Matthew Ray Leiter with Recover the Wild. Thank you for joining me as I speak about men's estuary. Have a beautiful day.